Well, good morning. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. I didn't put one out Friday because I was on a 34-hour break in a hotel. But I'm back again with a whole new video. Okay, folks, here recently, Dart Transit announced that next year they were going to have different levels of trucks. They were going to have the normal Peterbilt 579s that they had several come out this year. But for guys that had been here a little longer with a good safety record, they were going to offer some upgraded 579s and even 589s based on your time with the company. Now, I didn't even know Peterbilt had a 589, but so I don't know. I'm still trying to research about that. When you Google it, a lot of times 579s come up. But anyway, they said they were going to have upgraded interiors such as leather seats and things like that. They were going to have chicken lights, things like that. I think the qualifications was for the 579s you had to be here 5 years, and for the 589s you had to be here 10 years. And we're still waiting for more information to come out on that. It'll probably be later this year before we know more about that. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. The reason I brought all that up is it got me thinking, what features would I like to see on Dart trucks? Not just the new ones that they're going to be offering next year, but even the regular ones. So I came up with a list of 5 things that I would like to see on the new trucks, either as standard equipment, when they issue a truck, or something you could pay a little extra for and get optioned on there. So in this video, this is not a critical video of Dart. This is not a critical video of the trucks. You guys know I'm in a 2019 Kenworth T680 with the PACCAR engine, and I love this truck. So it's not a critical video by any means, but it's just things I'd like to see on the trucks based on what I've seen so far and based on what I've seen competitors offering. So y'all hang with me. Let's get through this. Here we go. Hey, Trucker Todd here, and today's video is sponsored by the fine folks at Mudflap. If you're not familiar with the Mudflap app, they offer you ways to save money on fuel. And if you click the link in my description below, you'll receive $10 off the first time you use their app to fill up if you do it within the first 5 days. So why not give them a shot? You could save 20, 30, even 50 cents or more per gallon on diesel. And you don't have to be a truck driver to use it. If you use diesel, you can use this app. So look down in the description below for the link to receive that savings for being a viewer of this channel. Alright, let's jump right into the regularly scheduled video.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Alright, we're back, and before we go any further, you guys make sure and give me a thumbs up. Share this video on your social media platforms. Speaking of social media platforms, if you'll look down in the description right below this video, you'll see my Instagram, you'll see my Facebook, and you'll see my email. If you're not comfortable leaving a comment below, feel free to contact me on one of those other venues, and I'll get back to you just as quick as I can. Also, while you're down there, click that subscribe button. Wait a few seconds. A bell will pop up. Click that bell, then select all. It's free to do, and you will receive notifications when I put out more videos. That really helps a lot. Probably the only thing that helps more than that is when y'all share these videos. So I want to thank everybody. We're creeping up on 800 subscribers. I want to thank everybody for coming along for the ride. Now, you guys know I love it here at Dart Transit. Down in the description, there's also a link for my recruiter that I work with. call her. Tell her you've been watching Trucker Todd. Give her my driver number, 58180. And tell her that you've been watching these videos and she'll get you fixed up. If she's gone to lunch or off that day and you just got to talk to somebody, I recommend leaving her a voicemail. But if you're going to get somebody else, tell them you've been watching Trucker Todd and give them my driver number of 58180. That also really helps me out and I appreciate it. Okay, folks, let's jump in. Number 5. Now, this one is more subject to my personal situation. It may not be the case in every truck. As a matter of fact, I know it's not the case in every truck. I've been in a few that this was not a problem. But number 5 for me is an upgraded mattress. When I got this Kenworth, it had a little thin canvas style mattress, almost like if you remember when you was in kindergarten and they made you take naps in the afternoon and you had to sleep on a mat on the floor. It was about like that. I'd like to see a premium mattress in these trucks, in every truck, and because it's a safety issue. A guy that gets a good night's sleep is going to be safer on the road, and they're relatively inexpensive, especially if you buy them in bulk. Now, of course, I usually buy mine single, and I've paid anywhere. Usually, they're about $200 or $300 for a pretty good one. The best one I've ever had was at Western Flyer Express. They had super comfortable mattresses in their trucks, and I don't know where they got them from. The second best I've ever had is one I purchased myself from a mattress guy in Phoenix, Arizona. If you guys are interested in talking to him about a mattress, I can give you his phone number. Just shoot me an email, and we'll get that knocked out. So that would be my number 5. Just make sure all the trucks have a super comfortable mattress. Number 4, and I'll admit some of these things are minor. They might even be considered nitpicky, and that's okay. That tells you how great Dart is. If I'm having to go out in the weeds like this, then that must tell you that I'm pretty happy here. Number 4 is Wi-Fi. These OmniTrack systems do offer a Wi-Fi option, a hotspot type option. I think it would be great if Dart would open that to the drivers, even if you had to pay a little extra for it. I currently have 100 gigs of hotspot on my cell phone, and I use it to power my GPS and Xbox and other things on the truck, tablets. But it'd be nice if you could tie, say, the GPS into it or something like that, and use Wi-Fi that way, even if it was $5 or $10 a month charge. Now, I realize the OmniTrax is got a GPS on it, and I have used it in the past sometimes, but my GPS almost always beats it in the mileage substantially, 20 or 30 miles. So I just use my truck GPS, and I rarely use the OmniTrax GPS unless I'm just needing a second opinion. All right, third thing on the list. Again, this is minor because I'm usually out here working hard, and I've got stuff on my phone to cover me, but number 3 would be cable in the trucks for when you're doing a 34-hour break, or maybe you want to watch the news before you go to sleep or something like that. Several companies offer cable in the trucks, and most of them do it for free. If you're a company driver, it's a great motivator to go to work at a company. I know that sounds silly, but you'd be surprised how many drivers have contacted me and said, well, this company offers cable in the trucks and this company don't, so I'm going with this company. And I realize that's not the wisest way to pick a company, but it is an influencer to people that are deciding where they want to work next. And again, you could offer it free to the company drivers. You could charge the lease guys $10 or $15 a month. And even if some guys opted not to take it, I think it would still be a great benefit to offer. And Dart has somewhere around 12 or 1300 trucks right now, last number I heard. So, you know, if they did a package deal, or that's not what I mean, a bulk deal would probably be the word I'd want to use, is it might be a way to be a great recruiting tool for the company. Number two, along the same lines, satellite radio. Now, I'm able to negotiate mine down to $5 a month, and there's YouTube videos tell you how to do that. Basically, the long and short of it, you call Sirius, you say, hey, I want to cancel my service, and they'll offer you a promo, and depending on what package you want, you can get it between $5 and $10 a month. Now, imagine if you had 1,200 trucks, and you called Sirius, and you said, I'd like to turn satellite radio on for all 1,200 of the trucks. What would that cost me? I'm sure you could get it in the $3 to $5 range, probably right around $5 a month. And it keeps your drivers alert and awake while they're driving down the road. They can listen to football games, they can listen to news. There's audio books on there, there's music on there. And the trucks are already equipped with it, the radios they put in here. So that's just another suggestion. I had it, I'm canceling it September 10th. Because their customer service is terrible at SiriusXM. But other than that, it was handy to have. I didn't always listen to it. There's a trucking channel on there, all kinds of stuff. But if they're looking for options to add value to the company, that's something to look at. Now, the number one is a big one, and that would be APUs or EPUs, electric power units. And until when I left the company in 2014, the trucks still had APUs on them at Dart, and they decided to move away from them, and I understand why. There was several months that I spent more in maintenance repairs on my APU than I did on my truck. It was the rule more than the exception. So I understand why they're reluctant to have APUs. They had guys that didn't take care of them. But now we have electric power units. And I realize they had them back then, but they've improved them a lot. And basically they put usually 4 gel batteries on your truck. And the truck still shuts on and off like auto start stop. But the batteries make it go a lot longer before it has to. Usually there's an upgraded alternator that's included with that kit. And so it can charge the batteries while you're going down the road. Dart used to have a Dometic one that was similar to that, and it wasn't very good. If you ran there on high, you got about 4 or 5 hours of air. But the new ones have improved. The last few trucks I had that had the EPU, you'd get 8 or 9 hours of air usually. Of course, a lot of that depends on how much stuff you've got plugged into your truck drawing power too. So I realize you can't offer EPUs or APUs on these trucks for free. There'd probably have to be an additional charge, but an APU or an EPU can save you $1,200 a month in fuel real easy. And so it's definitely an advantage, even if you had to put a down payment to get one, even if your monthly payment on your truck went up a little bit. It's definitely investment. And that's not even counting the wear and tear you save on your truck from idling. Now, as an alternative, they did put auto start stop on these trucks. And while it works pretty good, you're going to have increased wear on your starter. You're going to have increased wear on your engine because these new emissions engines aren't designed to idle. I know that sounds strange, but it's really hard on them to idle. And if you had an APU or an EPU, it would cut down on wear and tear on your starter and the idling of your truck. So anyway, that's my top 5. What's your top 5? Leave me some comments below or shoot me an email. All right, folks, we'll catch you on the next video. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.